sure that we come to a compromise so that we have a
David, I can't speak for them. I don't know what is going on. I'm sure definitely the elders in this country on both sides, when things are going this way, people will be calling each other and speaking to each other. I'm sure there's going to be pressure. So my only problem is that if you don't have a vote on account, okay, now, perish the thought that the NDC win the elections. The NDC is going to be in trouble. You know what? You have to fix your ministers and everything, and you are going to fix them in January or February without government workers being paid. Public servants will not be paid from January, February, March.
How do we resolve this problem, this impasse, this challenge? This
in the case that the NPP wins, because it's a continuity, it is relatively much easier. So I wonder what the NDC is thinking. Are they going to win the elections? They're not going to win the elections. If indeed you hope that you win, then this sort of posturing is bad, because the question is, how would you pay public servants from January? That is the question.
So I'm asking this question: how do we resolve this problem, this challenge where we are right now? What would it take for us to be able to fix it?
The Supreme Court has ruled. You can go. I'm not a lawyer, but I understand that they can use the letter, they can use the spirit. The judge can use the discretion, and they say that, okay, well, you can be right because the letter says this, I have to declare vacancy. But within about 4 weeks to election, 3 weeks to elections, practically it's not possible. It's going to create chaos given the circumstances that is happening in Parliament. I'm not going to grant this. Let it be as it is. It's a discretion of the Supreme Court to take a decision to save a country. And those lawyers will always say that Supreme Court sometimes, even in the case of their judgment, they will take what they call judicial notice. If they see the mood of a country is in a certain direction, and even if they know that they take this direction will create chaos, and the majority will go in this way, sometimes they will move in that direction just to give the peace.
Honorable, we know that you parliamentarians are friends.
Right.
We know that you are friends.
Right.
Unfortunately, sometimes certain postures and certain utterances of yours make it seem as if you're not friends.
We are.
But you're friends.
So much.
Why can't you, and like we call you honorable members, why can't you come together, have some discussion, some conversation, and then resolve this?
Again, I blame the Speaker, because the Speaker has, for the first time, the chairman of the NDC as a board member of the Parliamentary Services Board, and therefore he has all it takes to have advised him than to go and say that if NDC people go and do this, the party will go against you. Because if you had advised the Sidin Kitia that, look, this is the direction I want to take now.
No, Sidin Kitia, chairman for the NDC, might have said, listen, if there's a recall, members of Parliament for NDC, don't go.
Don't go.
But what I'm saying is, I've seen Afenyo marking, I've seen Kisla Tofo, during Afenyo Kisla's birthday, they went out, they ate.
Yes.
Can the two leadership have a discussion and say, listen, we were elected by the constituents. We're representing people. Why can't we just do this? Can't you do that?
The two of them can caucus. Take it from me. I see just one call to Atufose can let him pull out. That call will be coming from the party, and that party can have understanding when the Speaker's posture is like, okay, it's over. You know what, guys? Let's just move in this direction. President Ketia would then tell the party that, given the circumstances that the Speaker has spoken about, guys, let's tone down. Now it is then easy for the leader to do, because the party can whip you in line. You see, the party was able to whip Muntaka in line. The party was able to whip Haruna Idris in line. So he's careful. If the party is not supporting you, it will be difficult. But in the case of our culture and the way we evolve, there are always elders. And the elderly person in the place is the Speaker. And the posture of the Speaker to the party can get it so easy for the younger person to caucus with his colleague in a direction.
How well would you say that members of Parliament, and because we're here in the Ashanti region, let me narrow it to the Ashanti region.
Okay.
How well would you say that members of Parliament have represented this region?
Well, your voice will have to be heard in terms of lawmaking, and therefore everybody. The business of Parliament is more in the lawmaking or the committee oversight. Normally, unlike UK, that virtually every committee has a space, TV, live camera on their TVs, people watch. Unfortunately for us, people only watch the working of Parliament in the plenary, where it's more of the talk part. So people think the work of Parliament is more of the talk. Indeed, there are people who don't even talk at the plenary. But when it goes to the procedure, they are masters of the making of the law or the work, and people might misjudge them that my MP is not talking. So we are making it to appear as if just talking is supposed to judge you. Now, in terms of advocacy for what is supposed to be coming to Ashanti region, I think MPs, without fear or favor, have made statements when it borders on their constituencies, unlike before, where you are careful to set up questions that would feel like you are trying to pin yourselves down. But we've been clear. MPs put statements together on issues that they are not happy about. I have not been happy about before 2020 road construction between Ajesu to Juabin, where from Juabin you have mad road going through my hometown, the capital, and then going through Kumewu. I've not been happy, and I've been expressing it on phone. I've been part of the people who joined in the call for the finance minister to step down, and I've not regretted that, because my position is the feeling of my people.
And I remember when I came to your constituency not long ago to MC for the DVLA program. We did that for like 2 or 3 days in that area. Right. I drove on beautiful tarred roads.
Right.
So I was like, okay, fine. If a member of parliament who is there to formulate laws, but also has been able to lobby well enough to bring good tarred roads to the people of Effiduase-Asokore. The question I ask myself is, what about the other people, other members of parliament?
Yeah.
How come they're not able to do the same? Right. How come they've not been able to develop themselves well enough to be able to lobby and get development to their constituents?
Yes, it takes a lot. It takes a lot because the resources are not, of course, a lot, and therefore you need to lobby the minister responsible to be able to get work going through. So for me, I did my town roads. But then if you look at the roads from Ajesu to Juabin, it took 4 years before they were able to continue to Kumewu. And that I wasn't happy about, but there are times that I went out and said that, of course, yes, Council of State Chairman is from Juabin, and then maybe Roads Minister is from here. Maybe if you just say, God, but that is the temperature of my people. And if I don't align, then I'll be in trouble. So I have to align and speak their feeling and also walk their talk. Because after talking, you have to then go and lobby and put pressure in the system to get it. And then that is ongoing. Plus, other roads that fit trunks into Asante Achim and even to the Kumasi Road, which are currently ongoing and stuff like that. So for me, as an example, and then my other colleagues, there will be other things that they get that I don't have. That is the thing, because in lobbying, they won't tell you what they have heard. You pretend you are a family so long as you are in the party. But when you are going to lobby each one for himself, God for us all. So there will be things in some constituencies that I may not have.
But again, we see some constituencies. We see some constituencies. Right. We see the state that they are in. Okay. And you ask yourself, so let me put the question this way. Right. Would you say that members of parliament, especially, and I still focus on Ashanti region, because listen, this is the World Bank for the NPP. And you have a lot of members of parliament from this region. So you ask yourself, have they been able to develop themselves well enough, position themselves well enough to be able to speak on behalf of their constituents and get development to their constituents, or they're just in there doing their when they need their rights and then just enjoy enjoying their salaries?
Our caucus is strong. We have a strong caucus. That lobby. We have times we have met with the we have met with the president. We have met with the chief of staff. There have times that we've met with the finance. There are times that we've met and there's deadlock and it is like anger across board and that sort of thing. So the caucus is, every region has a caucus. They have to get a strong caucus. We have a very strong caucus that is able to push, and they know that we are strong. I mean, we actually in Ashanti are one of the caucuses in parliament that is able to push the attention of government to this side. And we think that based upon the votes that we bring to get a party to win, much is given to the party, so we deserve much. But in the directive principles of state policy, as far as the constitution is concerned, you cannot also say that because you bring a lot of vote, therefore you checkmate your government into thinking other regions don't have to get their fair share of the cake.
Nobody's saying that we are expecting to see some massive development.
Let me,
for example, say that, like you rightly mentioned, you are the chairman for the Committee on Health in Parliament.
Yeah.
Now, we have, what do you call it, a ferry.
Ayew Afriye.
We have Sewa.
Sewa.
I know that the president, for example, yesterday, commissioned some hospitals and all that.
Right.
Dr so from planes, did some 40-bed capacity commission of some hospitals. But
But
these hospitals have been there for God knows how long.
So now,
and one would argue and say that, listen, if you look at Accra, for example, I'm not saying Accra does not deserve it, but look at the number of hospitals in Accra, and then look at Kumasi, almost with the same population, and look at the kind of hospitals we have. As we speak, Kofa Anokye is struggling.